Hey everyone, it's your boy Ham Van Dam, and welcome back to another episode, the final episode of season one of the Cash Talk podcast. Like I said, I'm your boy Ham Van Dam.
And it's Kiana. No
Yes,
Souls Hill Cash. You know the spiel.
yes. So today, man, it's been 10 episodes, 10 weeks. We thank you guys for absolutely tuning in, engaging with us on social media.
Sending feedback,
Mhm.
comments, And if you haven't gave any comments, please give some.
Yes,
And rate
please.
the podcast on wherever you're listening it to.
And
Hopefully it's 5 stars.
and react to our very funny clips. Are they not funny? They're pretty funny.
Yeah, we also asked for some Netflix suggestions and we got nothing. It's kind of sad. Maybe you like one. Let me not say nothing. We're not that bad. But still, we ask and we would like to receive.
Yes, because there's nothing on TV anyway.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We'll start with a recap of last week. Last week's episode was about living in your truth and transparency. Because it's the final episode, I don't want to spend too much time recapping. What you should do is listen to last week's episode if you haven't. But we did talk about what living in your truth is for us, being transparent, being able to communicate with people in a way that is effective for you both. So, getting to know somebody and knowing their likes, their dislikes, how they like to receive feedback, things like that.
We had a great conversation about transparency. It's my favorite word. It's my buzzword of the past 2 years. But yeah, this is, oh man, this is week 10. I'm so excited because, you know, in the spirit of transparency, I didn't think we would get here, but we got here. So congratulations to you, my love, for 10 episodes. This is where a smart podcaster would put like claps and stuff. Woo! Yay! Shout outs to us. But yeah, so episode 10, we did a whole bunch of great topics this season. Please feel free to go back to any of the episodes.
Yeah, and also message us either on Shane's page or mine. Any suggestions for like things you want us to talk about, any things if you want us to bring guests on the show, if you would like to be a guest on the show, just let us know. We're open to a lot of things.
Suggestions for season 2,
Yeah.
please.
This is our first season doing this, and like Shane said, this is something that it took a while for him to get me to do it. So just getting some feedback, some people wanting to come on board and make it something that we think it could really be. We got some great feedback where people were saying like they could see the growth in us throughout the episodes and how they really like our chemistry. So let us know what you like to see more of. This podcast is for you all. Like we're just speaking how we feel and hoping that it resonates somehow. So let's get into this week's episode. This week we're going to be talking about creative art for wellness. I'll start out with the affirmation.
Affirmation. Clap, 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 clap.
This week's affirmation is I am free to express my feelings. So that means, just going with the flow. If you're feeling angry, feel angry. If you're feeling upset, feel upset. Like nobody can take that away from you.
Yes. Be in your feelings.
Well, don't be in them, express them. Because we don't want to soak now. Because as, what did you use to, a dweller, that's what Shane used to call me. So you don't want to dwell on your feelings, but you
Big
want to
dwell.
you want to be able to express them and feel comfortable and kind of get some type of relief from it. And that's what this week's episode is about, creative art for wellness, expressing yourself in things in the arts. So painting, music, dancing, anything that promotes physical and emotional health and overall reduces your stress, and brings you to become more productive in the long run when you think about it.
So, what are some things that you do in the creative arts for wellness space, to kind of use creative arts as a reprieve?
I wouldn't even say I do anything. The goal is to do something. So I like find things that I'm interested in and I like I said, I stress over things, and it's like I'm not being transparent with myself and saying I don't have to be amazing at it. It just needs to be something I enjoy. So like I buy things like coloring books and like certain crayons and blah 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 because I watch a YouTube video and think I'm Picasso, and I like try to learn different things. So that's me trying to get into creative wellness. And then, at one point I was taking those dance classes and pole dancing and stuff on Sundays because I just wanted to like
But
move my body and like, I don't know, like let loose a little bit. Cause I feel like I'm kind of like not uptight, but I feel like I'm very reserved. And I feel like if I express myself in a more artistic way, I'm kind of like freeing myself from the restrictions I put on myself that nobody really told me I'm in this box, but I put myself in it.
so you utilize creative arts for self care. It's a little difficult for me because I'm a creative artist. Is that a term? Uh, I guess it's a term. So I find a lot of the stuff that I do to be, I mean, it can be stressful, but I actually like it. So I guess the challenge for me is kind of trying to find something outside of my own creative arts scope that I like to do. I'm not a good drawer, just not. Can't draw, can't color inside the lines, can't paint. I'm not a visual artist. I will say that. I'm not a visual artist. I'm a audible artist. Is that is that a term? Either I'll just be making up terms. But yeah, just kind of trying to think of examples of what I do. I mean, I like to play video games, and that's not necessarily a
I
creative
mean,
art.
when you think about it, technically it's an art. Somebody created it and it's an artistic expression of their imagination,
It might
but
be a science, but
yeah,
I get the
yeah.
point. What else? I like to listen. I guess the art of like listening to music is something that I kind of utilize as a creative art form. Um, People definitely value my taste, and that's not to pat myself on the back, but I like my taste in music, and I am good for relaxing, having my vice and whatnot, and kind of kicking back and using that as self care in terms of like just listening to music that I've created, music that I've created for others. Um, so yeah, I felt like I kind of use that as kind of like a wellness tactic.
Yeah, and that's like me with my playlists. Like I make different playlists for different emotions and stuff. So like if I'm feeling angry and I have an angry playlist. If I'm feeling K-poppy, I have a K-pop
K-poppy
K-pop. That's not
playlist.
an emotion, but like that's just the
Is
mood
it
I'm
not?
in. You're right.
Is it not?
So it's just finding some type of outlet that reduces stress and increases positive emotions in you. So this is something that's not really easy for a lot of us. Some of us are natural born workers, so we feel like we always have to be doing anything. That whole like, what is it? Um, what's them people say? They like hustling hard and like no sleep, team no sleep and things like that. It's
No
like,
days off.
yeah, no days off.
I have
That's
it
what it is.
tatted
And
on my
it's very
chest.
tiny.
Wow. That was my very first tattoo ever.
But like people that have that type of mindset, like it's hard for those people to kind of take a break and like turn their brain off. So it's just realizing that it's really important to have those moments, even if it's like 5 minutes throughout the day. You know what I mean? Like you can't be on all the time because that's how you get burned out. That's how like something that usually never, like something that you really enjoy becomes something that's just a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Like, and nobody wants to be there. Like, can you imagine like Shane like getting so fed up with audio he never wants to do it again, like because he's burned himself out from it. That's not a feeling he wants to have. So like just finding some way to separate yourself from the things that you find yourself immersed in.
Yeah, I agree with that. I even found it recently that finding certain things that are very similar, and this is just out to the people that are in the creative arts space, but finding things that are similar but that allow you to kind of challenge yourself in a new way, I've found that to be extremely helpful.
That's like you with like live sound.
Yeah, that's actually a great example. Like, I'm a studio guy, but I took a live sound class, and now I'm into live sound because I think live sound is pretty cool. The aspect of even like streaming and stuff like that. So it's a bit nerdy, but I like to learn about these things or sit down and actually like touch certain things, touch the board and stuff like that. I gotten into like production now, so like I've never fancied myself as a producer, but you know, being so immersed in the tracking world and being so immersed in the mixing world and stuff like that, you cross paths with a whole bunch of people. So, I've been encouraged to like, yo, get into this producing game, and it's been fun. It's been like it's been extremely interesting to kind of learn different instruments and stuff like that, and like understand like, hey, this bass sounds kind of funky or it sounds kind of warm and it's that and the third. It's not something I would have thought about in terms of tracking, which is interesting because I probably should have been thinking about it, but it kind of helps out.
Anyway, he got in his little rabbit hole.
Nerd. I'm a nerd.
But yeah, so let's talk about how we can use these things that, well, for me, it's more me trying to use the things that I'm trying to get involved in. So like trying to use coloring or like, I don't know, I read a lot and kind of physical activity when you think about it. Cause I have the bike now. I'm not going to say what type of bike it is because, but I have the bike now and even though it's an exercise bike, there are things on it that are kind of fun. So trying to find how I can express myself using these outlets, and then how Shane would try to use what he's doing to express himself, or like how anybody can. But for me, I feel like, I don't know, like using, like when I'm riding the bike, making sure that the playlist matches like how I'm feeling that day, because most of the people giving the classes say like something motivational and it's like kind of right on target. So when somebody's like, if you've been down today, I'm telling you to get up. Very simple. But I'm like, yes, queen, like say it. You know what I mean? Like I'm expressing how like everything I had bottled up at work that I didn't want to like dish out on my coworkers or like spill out as soon as I got home. Like I'm using that outlet to let out those emotions.
You be riding that bike, bro.
I'm trying.
when you be
when I am doing it, it's sometimes it's like a whole week I do it, then like 3 weeks I don't really go on the bike, but I do some arms or something, a little thing.
You can definitely hear the bike trainers screaming at the top of their lungs.
That's me trying to get in the zone with the volume all the way up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes I'm on the bike like, get me off this. This is the longest 20-minute ride I've done. I've been on this for an hour. But although I'm miserable doing it, when I get off, I'm like, I'm glad I did that. Because like my body feels less tense and like mentally I just feel a little more like distressed. Because it wasn't like I was doing quadratic equations on the bike or something.
I think it does. So do you think that kind of helps you kind of exude these positive emotions? Like
after the fact. During it, I'm cussing them out.
So as a follow-up question, do you think that you should be riding the bike maybe earlier in the morning so
yes,
that you can...
but that means I have to wake up.
Yes.
See, and this goes back to like a lot of episodes where we're like, we're going to wake up early, we're going to go to the gym. We didn't do that.
We lied to you
and
guys.
Like a lot has changed in the course of the recording these podcasts.
Indeed.
So like we started a couple of times.
We did.
And we stopped a lot of times.
We usually do.
Yeah.
We usually do.
But when we are doing those things, I find that we are genuinely. No, not even generally. There we
go.
Woo. More positive and more upbeat. Mm-hmm. Whereas when we're just like, you go to class, you go to work, I go to work, I come home and I work my other job. We eat and then we sit on the couch, watch TV. We're miserable sometimes. Like it's just a cycle and we just do it. We get in ruts where we don't even want to fold our clothes. But when we're doing stuff and active, getting outside, like we had a kick where we were just going to local coffee shops and trying out their bagels and things like that, trying to get, in the, I guess, Syracuse spirit. I don't know. Is there a Syracuse spirit? I don't know. It's interesting here. But, just getting outside and like doing something that brings like joy and that is very low mental, like, less mental strain. I feel like I'm rambling, but
No, you're making some sense.
there is some.
Um, I would just kind of tie that in. I like the fact that you utilize exercise as a. Of course, Knight is squeaking his toy because he knows that his parents are recording a podcast and he doesn't care. But yeah, even like using exercise as a tool for creative wellness. I think of like Zumba and
Yeah.
like hip hop dance and stuff like that. Like
Or cycling class.
cycling. What's the stuff in New York City that they have?
Soul cycle.
Soul Cycle. Boy, they be cycling their ass off in that Soul Cycle. And they got the window out there, so you could just see a
You
whole
can
bunch
see
of
people sweating like
middle-aged people sweating their life away.
but they having fun,
They are.
I think.
And I think that's what creative arts does, is that creative arts brings a sense of community that you don't necessarily get with any, I would say, like, definitely not with like working in like an office setting, or like even dealing with your 9 to 5, or even dealing with your coworkers. Like, it gives you the opportunity to like kind of
Express yourself.
not only express yourself, but like, build your community of people that are
Like-minded, yeah.
like-minded like you. And yeah, guys, that's Knight. He's losing his mind down there. But yeah, it allows you to build this community of people who are like you and have similar interests. Like, you could have people that want to work and work in the same job that you work in, but I mean,
You don't be
sometimes
like them.
sometimes people just work at places that they don't like at all.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, if you going to do Zumba, or you going to do like an audio class or something on a Saturday morning, you're going to find like 5 or
Yep.
6 people in
When
there.
I worked at that gym, it was the same, like 10 people that came for Zumba, and they sat there, talked about their lives, their families, what they doing. They had fun in the class, and then they caught up after class. They did cute things like Halloween. They all dressed up. Like, they found like a little group that they kind of just let loose with,
Mm-hmm.
And it was every Saturday morning.
Hilarious. I love it though. Honestly. Because when you don't have to do something and you still
And you
there
still
doing
do
it,
And you having fun.
it's tough.
Because I'm miserable. I want to sit on the couch. I enjoy doing nothing, unfortunately, and it's sad. Like, I find joy in legit sitting in silence, doing nothing. But I know I cannot live my life like that.
I mean, I feel like a lot of your creative interests have developed from you sitting on the couch
That is true.
and doing
All those graphics, I do it on my phone.
exactly. Even like you watching anime, like that's kind of
You
swag.
gotta wrap me up.
I'm sorry. I mean, you do
People
watch.
be like, "What's episode 395 on?" I'm like, "Dang!" Like, I just watch it for fun. You're not a real fan. Now they're about to come for me.
I apologize to the anime community.
Like, I just like the t-shirts, and I think it's like a cute show to watch. But that's another creative outlet. Like,
Yeah, but even sitting down and listening to how you talk about like how you want to build up like your logo, and well, not logo, but like having like an icon and stuff like that, like that derives from you utilizing creative arts for wellness.
yeah, but it'd be fun at first, and then when it doesn't center correctly, it becomes stressful. So, it's a hit or miss.
It is, especially with you. You just be stressed.
I do. I'm trying. I'm trying, guys.
You are. You are. All right, what's next? All right, so let's talk about how we.
We had a moment. This is the last episode, and can I tell you, like, in the art of last episode, transparency wise, this is mentally very tough for me because I struggle with getting my thoughts into words because I try to simplify my thoughts because my brain just keeps rushing. So when he's like, "What's next?" I'm like, because it's just so much that we can talk about, but I don't know how to condense it into something that's digestible, like, and enjoyable at the same time.
It's a work in progress.
And this is why
I
we
mean,
need suggestions.
Yes, we need suggestions, but even still, like, this is something you're doing as a creative art for wellness.
Except today I'm very tired, so it feels like a job.
No All Souls Hill is a creative arts. It is health and wellness.
Yeah, and let this be known. I'm not doing this to make it a career or like a side
She keeps saying
job
that. Don't listen to her.
or like
Don't listen to her.
no, but I want to do this because I enjoy it. You know, not I don't want this all to come out with intentions that I'm trying to make money from y'all. You know what I mean? But
Obviously not.
yeah, so it's like if money comes, it flows. But other than that, that's not my first intention. My intention is to just, you know, be relatable to people and let them know like you're not alone. A lot of times we hear that like, oh, you're not alone in this, blah blah blah. But it's like, okay, but nobody's talking about it, so I don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like everybody it's
I would
like
say
yeah, because I'm tongue tied.
Some people say that people are not talking about it. Everybody's always talking about something.
Yeah,
It's just you have to find
the person.
You got to find the outlets,
Yeah.
and I feel like, well, one, I feel like our podcast is a pretty good outlet for people who are looking for health and wellness. I wouldn't even say advice, but kind of just perspectives
or conversations.
Yeah, conversations, you know, from different people. Like I say all the time on this, we are not a monolith. We do not think one way. You know, we all have different ways that we think. But when it comes to like you taking this podcast and taking it to whatever the next level may entail, which is season 2, guys. So make sure you tune into season 2.
It's gonna be switched up. This season was very free form, I feel like. And I and for my own mental health.
She needs to structure it.
Yes. And I'm not I'm not a person that's very structured, but I my brain.
Yes. But I love it. You know why? Because we walked into this and we didn't understand how this would go. So we had to do it free form.
We had no plan really.
I tell everybody that I work with, which is always interesting because people think that you just have the idea and then you put the plan
happens,
together
yeah.
and then it just happens in 6 months, and that's just never the case. Like people who blow up in 6 months are very, very rare, and it's more so like people who blow up are like a culmination of hard work over years and years of preparation. Like that's more likely how to get it done. So how do we improve this creative art, which is podcasting for health and wellness?
In a fun way.
In a fun way, but also in a way that, you know, keeps it informative to a certain extent, because we don't want to be here facting you guys today.
Yeah, and that's not my intention at all. And that's why most of our conversations are more like, here's what we found, or here's what we've heard works, or what we've tried. Mm-hmm. But we hope to come with season 2 with more like concrete resources for you all, mm-hmm. so that it does feel more like we're giving you something and not just like talking with you. You know, you want to walk away with some sense.
I feel like they walk away with sense, though. I don't think that's necessarily our issue.
More solid sense. I don't know what the term I'm looking for.
I think that
actionable resources. I feel like we're
actionable resources.
Yes.
That's good.
Is that a thing?
It might be.
If
it's not, let's patent pen it. Let's put a pen to paper. But yeah, I think that for us to improve on season 2, we just need to continue to build upon the structure that we've built on. I feel like we did a pretty good job.
And let us know.
Yeah, you can tell us
what you liked and what you didn't like.
You can tell us if we did not do a good job.
You can let us know that you don't like when I just be going on random tangents.
And I feel like people love that. I just feel like that's just the personable point of having a podcast. Like, unless you're going to do a news show, which I feel like informative podcasts are just news shows. But like, unless you're going to do a news show or like a true crime docu podcast series, I think that is it the conversational aspect of it is always going to be desired. Like they don't want to sit here just throwing facts at each
That's
other.
true. I have this weird sense of if that's the title, they need to talk about it the whole time. But it's like most times when I listen to the podcast I enjoy, the title of the podcast is legit. Like, say the podcast is 2 hours long.
They said
They
one
talk
word.
about it for like 10 minutes and then they talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's what I usually enjoy about the podcast because they have like different segments and things like that. Different people contribute to it. There's different opinions. And I don't know, it's just more enjoyable when the conversation kind of goes all over the place. But sometimes
I agree.
it just be a lot for my brain, like I said.
So I guess we just need to find a happy medium.
Yes.
We need to find a happy medium for that. And we want you guys to continue to just throw suggestions our way. Like Kiana said, throw us DMs, throw us.
I'll put a suggestion box in my story, but y'all gonna actually have to write in it. Just saying. Some people do like leave comments or like send me text messages and stuff, but I like things in one space. So if I put a suggestion box, just put it all in there because I screenshot the answers and I have them all in one spot. Granted, I rarely look at my screenshots. That's another. We could make that an episode about things we do that we never return to, like my bookmarks on Twitter. I don't look at them things, like or like things.
That's true.
Yeah,
Though.
like,
I don't even check them
I'm
or
like,
the
ooh, I'm
save
like-
post on Facebook.
Exactly. Like I don't check that, or like I made a cart on Old Navy. I never check out of the cart for 2 months, and I don't want the stuff anymore. See, tangent.
Or I do want the stuff, and
I gotta go through it again to make sure.
I just got to make sure that this is still the stuff I wanted from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I loved our inaugural season. I felt as though this helped us grow closer, definitely, because like you said from the beginning, it was just a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty.
Putting yourself out there. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
I
Which is
said in the
also why-
episode before, like I want to be the background person. So me putting myself out there is very intimidating.
It can be. It
Well,
can
for
be.
you, it's easy. You just
It's
get on
not
stage
easy.
and you.
I don't
want
want to. I don't never want to say it's easy. I don't think it's easy at all.
For you, it is. You don't get.
I have
nervous.
anxiety as well.
Yeah, but you don't get nervous.
I don't get nervous, but I did get nervous one time in the past 6 months,
One
and that was.
time. Oh my god.
You could let the streets know how it was. It caused
It
the
was
it caused
really
the
bad.
ruckus through our household.
It
I
was
could not
very
believe
annoying.
it. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I didn't even
All
know what
day,
I was
I'm like,
dealing with.
You want chicken? I don't know. Like, do you want me to order some wings?
It ruined me. But yeah, yeah. I just think that we have to. We just. I don't want to say it multiple times, but I'm just so excited for season 2. Honestly, like.
And we don't even have anything planned. We're just excited to try new things.
Yeah, I mean, like
And
I
it could
said,
even be every episode is something different. We do till a stick.
like I said, I'm a creative by nature. Like the thought of the unknown, it excites me because it gives us the opportunity to really sit down and really like continue to structure how we want it to go. Who knows what Cash Talk will look like after season 2? Who knows what it looks like after season 3? But we do know what it looks like after season 1. And taking that information and that data and stuff that we gathered, and especially from you guys, and especially from you guys.
Yeah, I'm like, who else?
And our haters. That's who.
We
That's
got
who.
haters?
We might. I don't know. Who knows? But
Dang.
yeah, just taking the
That's how you know
information
you
that we
made
got from our audience and utilizing that so that we could come back and make a better show is like something that I'm really, 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 really into. And
Maybe I'll have a theme song.
yeah, I think we should come back with a theme
Yes,
song.
because I can't do the hello.
Hello, everyone.
It's very uncomfortable. That's why Shane did it today because I was like, I can't.
So, with that being said, this is going to be our last episode in April. Well, for the season,
Yeah.
but
We'll be back eventually.
We
We'll
will.
post it. We have no date right now.
we don't have a date for season 2 as
And that's
we
because
speak.
life is doing a lot for us. A lot of changes, a lot of exciting
a lot of
things.
good, a lot of good,
a lot
things,
of good changes.
a lot of great changes. Don't let them think that we on the rocks.
What? I said it like that?
Yeah, I felt like you was like, change.
I said good changes.
No.
Whatever. Anyway.
we have exciting news, whole bunch of graduations.
A lot. I'm legit off almost every week. And the end of every week in May.
Whole bunch of graduations. I want to shout out
my birthday.
I want to shout out myself for graduating.
Yes.
As well as my baby sister Naya.
Yes.
Your baby sister Deji.
Yes. Snaps for Deji.
My cousin Chris is graduating. I'm sorry, Alphaeus. And yeah, I love
and more people that we probably
hate graduation season.
Yeah, I don't do.
Oh my God, I hate graduation.
Honestly, let's just say real quick, graduation is kind of whack.
Mids. It's so mids.
I'm like, I'm just standing here in these uncomfortable shoes.
It's such a
to walk across the stage with nothing in the damn envelope, and they give you nothing. It's the fact that you get your diploma in the mail soon. Like, damn, I'm still not done.
It's a very mid ceremony. I'm in graduation for the flicks only. Honestly,
I didn't even go to my master's graduation. I didn't even care,
even though I told her to.
Well,
I did.
It was Buffalo. We was in New York City.
You still should have done it.
And I did my degree online. Graduation, I just had this conversation with Kendrick. Graduation is legit to see your friends, be like, what up? Take some flicks.
That's a fact.
And that's it. I don't have no friends there. I did my degree online.
I'm trying to convince my mother that I don't have to go to all 3 graduations.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's just a lot of...
And if you go, I'll be at home.
That's just a lot of patience.
And they don't feed you.
They don't feed you. Why is there no graduations?
Then you can't even go out to eat right after because every place booked out.
Booked and busy.
Like, we went to like 3. We ended up at Buffalo Wild Wings on my graduation.
I'll never forget the Q's graduation 2 years ago when I decided to go out and do Uber, and we was waiting to get to the graduation for an hour and a half.
Just sitting in the streets.
We was a quarter mile away from the place. And it's just sitting there in traffic like this, not moving. Terrible. Yeah, graduation. Yeah, but like I said, we got a lot of good things coming up. Graduations. If you don't know, we're engaged now, so we're not girlfriend and boyfriend. This is now
fiance and fiance.
Fiance and fiance podcast. And so we got a whole bunch of shit coming up, man. We got an engagement party.
Graduation party.
Yeah, it's
4th of July party.
30th birthday party.
He turning older.
It's lit. I'm some old guy. But yeah, so we got a whole bunch of stuff planned, but we still gonna be pumping out this content, especially after we figure out and finalize what season 2 looks like. So we hope that you guys come back for season 2. Trust me, we'll have a way better rollout.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Birds and doves flying everywhere.
I don't know about that.
We might get Kiana to do a photo shoot. Who knows? Who knows? We might.
If it ain't me taking a picture of myself, I don't want to do it.
Maybe put a little bit of peer pressure on her. If you hear this, like, oh, Kiana, I heard the last episode. You should definitely do that photo shoot.
No.
Yes.
Anyway.
But yes. So let's Yes, happy 420 for everybody who celebrates.
Just to give away the fact that we're legit recording this the night before.
Happy 420 to everybody. And yeah. So we're gonna wrap up the episode here. You guys got a lot of tangent talk as well as some great.
Just know this is the first episode that we had to take multiple takes on.
It's not, but it's fine.
I think it is.
Anyway. Her admitting it on the mic is never a good thing.
Why not? That's transparency.
I guess.
People know we're flawed. We're not perfect.
We are flawed. We're flawed podcasters, and that's okay.
We got into a little misunderstanding.
Oh my God. She's telling everything on the mic. I might as well keep that take in since you let us sit and talk about it.
This is embarrassing.
I'm out here trying to wrap up the season. Let me wrap up the season.
See, this is why we got a little tap.
Season 1 is done. We thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, you could follow us everywhere at Smooth Family ENT. All social media. You can follow me everywhere at Frostmon Guru. Don't make me spell it out. I'll put it in the description. Yes.
Am I allowed to talk then?
You are, yes.
You can follow me at Noel Sosheel on Instagram, underscore Cash Talk underscore on Twitter. I almost said TikTok. One day I'll do that. I have one. It's just
You can follow me on TikTok too. I have all the TikToks.
He doesn't post. And check me out on noelsoulsheal.com. We both don't post on TikTok. We'll have an episode about that. It's kind of cringe making your own TikToks when you think about it.
It's big cringe.
Yeah. But it looks
Season
cool.
Season two. Why TikTok making is so cringe?
But it looks good at the end, you know? It's like YouTube. But anyway.
Yes, thank you guys. Come back for season 2. Come back for season 2.
Hope you enjoyed this random episode with a sprinkle of creative wellness.
Yes. Knight says come back for season 2.
Yeah, because clearly he was on this episode.
All right, guys. Thank you.